Today we're going to go to a place that I've been farming since I was level 35. So it is right here, Blackfell. Now, like I said, 35 plus you can farm this. You might not be able to farm the boss mobs, might be a little bit harder, but there is ways to get around them or fight them if you really want to. Some are fairly easy, some of them you can kind of trick and get stuck somewhere. I'll show you just exactly how to do that. But this place right now by far is my favorite place to go for anything. If you need acid, most of the mobs here drop acid. If you need any kind of consumables for your repairs or builds or whatever, there's so many places in here that you can pick them up. There are 3 distinct areas you need to look at if you want to really farm just those areas that will give you a majority of what you need. Now, those 3 areas are let me see, right here. This right here is a hotel. So you have a little room or a little building, a hotel, and a gas station. These 3 places right here have enormous amount of loot. There's a gearbox and a weapons crate in these 2 buildings, and then this right here is a whole ton of things you can actually loot. And there's really no mobs. I think there's 1 or 2 mobs in the gas station, but these 2 buildings do not have anything. Now you have the next place that I go to is this right here. There's a house right here that has a bunch of furniture that you can loot stuff. Now it's just not inside the house, it's outside the house as well. There's some in the backyard and there's some in the front. You do have a bunch of trash cans that are right here as well in the back. I think it's a total of 5 or 6. You do have the crane monster, the crane boss, right here at the basketball court. And then you have an office building. Now the office building, again, has a bunch of furniture that you can loot. I stopped counting at 12. I think there's like 13 or 14, maybe even 15 desks you can loot all the stuff from. There is also a weapons crate in here as well. Now, along with all this area right here, there is a number of boss mobs, so elite mobs that you can kill. I believe there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one, I believe right here, and then there's one up here. So I believe in total there's 5, maybe 6 if the time's right, depending on who is fighting there. There are some ones that regen, and there are some void monsters there, so watch out for those. If you don't kill them fast enough, they will regen all the way up, which is a complete pain in the ass if you are trying to kill them. If you are smaller, so the best is to avoid them, and it's easily avoided. If you are small, stick to the rooftops. You can kill the mobs from the rooftops and they won't get to you, they won't injure you for the most part, unless they can fire at you. If they're just mobs that hit you or whatever, melee damage, they can't get to you. That's what I started doing, and that's what I've been doing pretty much the whole time. Even at 50, I just stay to the rooftops. I can see farther away. I can clear them out and then go run. So let's go ahead and port to there real quick. And I'll show you where to start. As soon as you go out, take a right. And that white building right there is where you want to start at. Now, it doesn't matter where you go upstairs, downstairs, whichever. Now, none of the things in here you can loot. It's just a crate. None of the furniture, I mean. And then you go downstairs. and you have your first gear crate. See, none of these are lootable, but the next building has a bunch of them. Most trash cans you can loot. These you cannot. They're pretty much the only ones you can't loot. This one right here you can, and then there's everything here. I'll show you what to look for here. There's also a couple on the side. Now what you're looking for are these little cabinets. There are 2 to 3 of them in every room that's open. Turn the light on. Like that. So you just go through every room that's open and go ahead and loot all the ones. There's nothing in any of the bathrooms. I'll do this real quick and we'll be off to the next building. Okay, the only mob you really need to worry about is this one right there. It is, you have one here, you might as well clear it out if you want to. But this right here is literally the only one you have to worry about. If you stay over here on this side, you can get in without it. But since I need acid, I will go ahead and do these. And here is your weapons crate. So these 3 buildings will give you plenty. You kill 2 mobs at the most, or 3 mobs at the most, 2 mobs usually. Let's go to the map real quick and I'll show you my route. Now, what I usually do is I usually go behind all the buildings, clear all this out, go up here, clear this out right here, then I go back around and go in front of these buildings and then just basically go back and forth. You don't have to. I kill the mobs for the acid. Other than that, you know, if you just didn't have a whole lot of time, hit these 3 buildings, hit this area right here, and hit this area. Now, I will stop when I get to here, and I'll show you what to look for here. This is your next place you want to go to be able to collect an enormous amount of loot in a single small area. So I'll go ahead and fast forward through all the process. Okay, now for the next section. Now, what you're looking at right here is this area right here. This green building, and then you have the monster right here, the crane monster. You have 1, 2, 3, and there's 2 right there. So 5 trash cans you can get into on the outside. Now let me go ahead and take care of these guys. That way they don't aggro me. I'll pick up their loot later. What you're looking for is these cabinets right here. Again, all the furniture, almost all the furniture in here is lootable, and I'll go through them and show you exactly where to go. Now you have a number of these on the outside. In the back, you have them on the side of the house as well as the front. So any cabinet that looks like that, go ahead and loot it. Let me get these trash cans real quick and I'll go inside after that. Now the kitchen has cabinets all around. You have 3 right here, you have I believe 2 over here, and you have 2 right there. So you got those. In this room, pretty much everything is lootable. And then you come in here, and your tables right here are lootable, as well as the big cabinet here. Now, if you go out back, you have more of these tables, actually, or cabinets, just laying around. I believe 2. There you go. Now, if you wanted to take this, oh, I forgot there's one back here, so yeah. There's one behind here. Trash cans. So there's 6 total. Now, if you don't want to fight this guy, you don't have to. You can actually stay away from him. There is a gear crate right there, which I will go ahead and do. Now you're looking for this building. This building is an office building. Has a handful of mobs in there. Got your weapons crate. As well as the key piece of furniture you are looking for. You're looking for these desks. There's a huge amount of them in here, over a dozen. And we'll go ahead and loot them all real quick. There is a Cyclops guy, can't remember the name of him, that roams this area. He's usually walking from there down to here. Now, if you want to take him on, he is a regen guy, so he literally regens if you don't kill him fast enough. Now, what you can do to avoid getting hit is you can actually pull him to here. He will not go through the doors, but if you go right here, you can still hit him, and he cannot hit you. He basically lights this area on fire, and that's about it. I think every time I've killed him, I've sat up here, I maybe have gotten hit a couple times by something else, but it's usually never anything big, so. You can actually go to right here and he will wander back behind this building. Shoot him right here. He will get stuck in this area right here. He will not be able to reach you. He will not be able to hit you. He will not be able to do anything. He's trying to go through this little fence area. The fence, the houses, there's a trash can there, and this umbrella keep him from getting any further. So again, he doesn't reach you. I've been able to kill him numerous times that way, even at level 35. May take a little bit longer. He is not a regen, so he doesn't need to be killed in a certain amount of time. You can take your time with it. Just have lots of ammo if you're smaller, and take your time with it. Now there is a Star Walker that floats right here too, so it's usually sitting right above this spot. You can shoot it from the same place. You can shoot it from that tent back there. Whichever. It's not too bad. Now that's it for the notable places. Now there is a area right here. This area right here carries the basically your health pots or whatever you want to call them. Your health shots. There's a number of components you can use in this building right here. This is the hospital, so there's a lot of nurses and doctors running around inside and out. There is also something on the roof, I believe. I believe a gear crate up here. Yep. So you can clear all the rest of the area. There is a, let me see, right up here, there should be a monster up here as well. I believe there's a weapons crate down here if you want to hit this. It's in the parking garage. There's a weapons crate behind a monster that you gotta kill first, which isn't too bad. It's the one that spawns the other ones, so. And you get a number of deviations from here. I think I pick a minimum 3 when I go through, so if you're looking for a certain kind of deviation, they do have a number of them here. There's the Star Walker there. Again, there's 2 of them here, 1 there and 1 back over there somewhere. Altogether, the bosses, you have 2 Star Walkers, you have Eddie, the gorilla over there, you have the Cyclops guy over there, you have this one, and I believe you have 2 Void Walkers. I avoid the Void Walkers. I just don't feel like fighting them. Kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. I'm just not in the mood to mess with them. But this one, I will go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and get out of here, port home, and see what it all brought. So that right there is the haul for at least all the regular gear. Go for that one. And you go for that one. Like I said, it's level 35 plus. Even though it says 45, you can do it level 35. When I did it, I had my gear. I had a tier 3 rifle, and it was calibrated to 6, I believe. That's it. My secondary and my melee were both tier 2, calibrated to about 3 or 4, and then all my gear was tier 2, calibrated to I believe 2 or 3, just enough to do the thing for the global or the seasonal thing. Let me see, what was it? Is basically this. The seasonal goals is whatever it was for this, where you had to get in and make sure everything was to whatever level. So, wasn't bad. Took it a little bit slower. Like I said, you go slow, stay at the ceiling or stay at the rooftops. It's not too bad. As you get more used to it, you know the tricks. Again, it's fairly easy. Even at level 35, it is doable. Okay, so that'll be it. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Trying to help my wife get to 100 subscribers to start and go from there. So hope you appreciate it. I do have a video that will come out about the fact that I went from literally from 100 and probably 25,000 to 1.2 million in a couple runs for gold and silver. There's a special place that actually has a lot of gold and silver, and I wasn't even trying. Also, the fact that there are multiple ways to get the acid that I've been getting. Rather than farming, I now have about 2,000 acid. Not a huge deal. I don't really try. It's not something that I built my whole system on, just doing acid and that's it. It's pretty much everything proportionate, if you want to say. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to do a lot. So anyways, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hope to see you next video. Bye.